we're live. Welcome to the Part-Time Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Sand Golem, aka Matthew Ice.
McNasty here.
Steve Fredrickson here.
And we are waiting on Relic, who decided to oversleep today.
Like all relics, takes a little while to find him.
Yeah.
A little dusty.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
So, have you guys seen the full It trailer?
Both of them, yes.
Well, I think I've seen the one that showed at the end Pennywise like coming out of the basement or something.
Out of the water, like
Yeah,
real fast,
yeah.
rushing at the camera. Okay, yeah, there's a second trailer where at the end of it you see Pennywise and he's standing in front of a house and he's got these balloons and then the balloons slowly go up and reveal his face or whatever.
Nice.
That looks awesome.
It looks good, I gotta say. And I think one of the kids from Stranger Things is in there.
Oh, he's gonna be in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. Little kid.
What is up, Relic?
Relic.
Relic in the house.
Yeah. Showed up late.
It's okay.
Hey. He likes us to make a fuss.
Does your shirt say fucky?
Funky.
Oh.
Funky.
No, it says tacky.
Right.
Okay, well, none of us know how to read. That's great.
I just woke up.
Who is it?
It's Weird Al.
I thought, okay. For a second I thought it was Jonathan Davis.
Alright, so
Sorry, I didn't mean to project
see,
corn on you.
you should be right there.
That would have been such a different...
Check.
Well, we're already recording, but welcome to the
Hey.
show, sir.
I'm in.
So, hopefully, I think, and I'll go ahead and apologize to our listeners for the last episode where I totally screwed the pooch on the audio there, so.
James
But-
Hetfield over
But, yeah. So just deep throat that mic, everything should be fine.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are we on, guys?
Oh, we were talking about the It trailer.
The It trailer. First and the second one they released.
We were talking about the second one here.
I'm super stoked for the movie in general. I know when it first came out, I was kind of leery because Tim Curry is the life of the first
Yes,
Yeah.
he is.
one. And
Mhm.
the second one, I'm super excited. I had doubts, but
Again, me with the phone.
rookie mistake.
I know, I keep making it.
Shoot. You know what's great, though, is that he makes the mistake, so then the rest of us who could have led to that mistake get to fix that mistake before it happens.
Yeah. Alright, so.
I saw the first one. It looks pretty good. I think that with the release of Stranger Things, it's ripe for that kind of movie. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, because, I don't know, I loved Stranger Things. I thought that was one of the best things Netflix has done. I mean, seriously, I actually liked it more than I did the Marvel stuff. You know?
Yeah. It's bringing back the regular horror culture away from zombies. Is what it's doing.
Yeah.
Which is nice,
It is,
because.
because zombies are old hat at this point.
Yep.
They've been so overdone. The
Yeah.
Walking Dead just needs to stop doing fillers and just finish off. Finish the damn show.
Well, yeah.
I couldn't get into Fear the Walking Dead. I love The Walking Dead, but the other one I'm not real that big on.
I read all the comics one afternoon, so, yeah.
The show being on for 9 years doesn't make sense.
And just dragging ass. Like, I don't know, spoilers. They kill Shane in the first 2 issues, I think, and then they managed to pull 2 seasons out of that on the show. And it's just a lot of people, like, I don't know. I could compare it to, like, Lord of the Rings trilogy. Just a lot of, hey,
filler.
yeah.
Walking.
What are you doing? Just really not liking the zombie thing, man. Okay. Oh, well, people suck. Yeah, we generally see that every day already. We don't need a show about how much more they can suck. I don't know.
Well, let's talk about 2 things I've wanted to see in that show and have never seen. None of the zombies have rotted to death. To undeath, I guess. I don't know. In that Georgia heat, which I feel like they would just be falling apart at this point in the show. And 2, I don't know if we've seen anybody have Steve's zombie theory.
I'll have sex
in
with one.
practice. Yeah.
It's going to happen. Because if I figure society would figure out a way. You got zombie Eva Mendes walking down the street. Somebody's going to capture it and put a muzzle on it, and they're going to fuck it. Hey, you may have to put the rubbers on 2-3 thick, but somebody's going to do it. Might be me. I don't know,
Well,
but I'm just saying.
when you're in a society that no longer has law or
Yeah.
rules and still has survivors, there's going to be more actual rapists than
Can't do
zombie
oral.
rapists. I don't know.
Can't do oral.
We're getting a little far away.
Just saying. It's just like the black rule, whatever, of the internet.
Rule 34.
If there's
Rule
something about
34.
something,
If something exists, there's porn of it.
that's what's going to happen in the zombie universe.
I just think at this point, if we did have an experience like The Walking Dead, I'd be too tired for the zombie apocalypse to take place because I know every time I try to watch the show, I sleep. So
I just think
just can't.
I just think within a year, the Walking Dead zombies, that people would figure it out pretty quickly. Hey, somebody dies, shoot him in the head, and the military would have this thing figured out quickly.
And I don't know why I'm like this about that series, because if you step back from Game of Thrones, it has like 4 real badass action scenes in total across, like, because you had the first attack on the wall, you had the attack on where Tyrion kind of showed how badass he was,
Battle of
bitch
Blackwater
slapped
Bay.
Joffrey and shit.
Blackwater Bay. That was awesome.
You had that. Then you had the
Red Wedding.
Well, Red Wedding, but that
That's
was
not
just a
real action,
slaughter.
it's slaughter.
That's not action. That's just
I mean,
garbage.
but most of the series is just people talking about how they're gonna fuck somebody else over. And for some reason, I don't know if maybe it's just because I get to see dragons every once in a while that I'm like, yeah, I'm just hooked on that one.
Oh,
But
great show ever.
It's the perfect soap opera formula. It has dragons and zombies in the background,
yeah,
Yeah.
and we get some nice tits every once in a while.
At least every 5 minutes in the episode.
Absolutely. The only thing that outdoes it is Spartacus.
Yeah,
Spartacus had more blood and boobs
yeah.
per minute than anything.
I'm excited for the new season coming out.
Oh man, can't wait.
We're
Which
gonna
one, Spartacus
Oh
or
no,
Game of Thrones?
it's-
Game of
Spartacus
Thrones.
is done.
Oh, Spartacus is
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
You should go to Stars and watch the whole thing. You'll love it.
yeah.
It's great.
Apparently, Lucy Lawless
Lucy Lawless, yeah.
is
Make it a lot.
naked a lot in that, and I will have to say, Ash vs. the Evil Dead series also has her naked in it. She's keeping it tight.
One time.
Yeah, she's keeping it tight.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mr. Skin, apparently. Put that one there.
Well, we are here to help the public. We do God's work.
We do God's work. So, but yeah, new Game of Thrones series. I'm excited because we're gonna finally see the zombies and the dragons come together.
And they're going to cuddle, and everybody's going to be like, what the fuck just happened? And then they're going to have zombie dragon babies, and then the end of it is with, like, I don't know, somebody really sad.
Yeah.
Somebody that well died. That's the series.
Well, they're thinking about 4 spin-off series too.
Yeah.
Confirmed
Game of
4
Thrones.
spin-off series. They're confirmed now.
Yeah, the
Nice.
only one I
yeah.
see ever doing anything is the Egg prequels, which is they have this knight following around a young like Aegon descendant Targaryen, and they just kind of travel around the kingdom and have adventures. It's kind of like Arya and the Hound
Ooh.
when they were running around,
Nice.
but it's a whole comic book of that, so pretty cool.
By the way, when does season 2 of Stranger Things start?
It-
Is it that late?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
Soft.
Yeah, it should be around Halloween because that's the
Oh,
whole
it is
theme.
Halloween.
That's
Yeah.
what apparently the time period in which the thing takes place is Ghostbusters, Halloween.
I feel like there was a giant fucking Slender Man in the preview for that, the trailer for the Stranger Things season.
Yeah, it did look like it.
I have not analyzed the trailer that deeply on that one.
It was just over the entire city, and it looked like a
Mhm.
giant Slender Man in the shadows. It was,
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, just big enough to be Godzilla size for the town. It was huge.
Nice. So, moving on. Have you guys seen the Dark Tower trailer?
Yes.
What do you guys think?
Yes.
Awesome.
And I don't even know if I think I read the first like 40 pages of the book, like, and it wasn't bad. It just was kind of not my thing. But I just watched that trailer and I'm like, yes, please, that would be, because Matthew McConaughey playing an evil guy.
I want to
always
see
makes
that.
me smile.
All right. There's 8 books to the Dark Tower series, and you can either love them or hate them. There's no in between to the Dark Tower series.
Oh, really?
And Stephen King says they're going a little bit more modern with the place setting for the movies, but he's seen the movie, he thinks it's wonderful, and he thinks that the It movie is also amazing.
Okay,
Yeah,
on that topic, I almost made the stupidest tweet the other day. There was this website that was like, check out Stephen King's It reaction or whatever, and what it was is other people reacting to the It trailer, and I thought it was Stephen King that was reacting to it. I'm like, I want to see that.
I follow him on Facebook, and he puts out his reviews and thoughts on the new movies of his that are coming out.
Nice. Yeah, I heard he hated Shining.
Kubrick's, yes.
Really?
He redid
Yeah.
The Shining in 95,
Huh.
I think.
It's made for TV one had the dude from Wings playing Jack Torrance.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it was really good.
It was way darker.
Monk?
Yeah.
Way darker.
Really?
Not Monk. Remember he had the two brothers, Tim
Mhm.
Daly, the other guy, Steven Weber,
Oh,
which
okay.
was actually really good because like he was like the funny guy on Wings, and he played the role really good. Like I think in the see I don't never read the book Shining. I just remember the Kubrick one. In the Kubrick one, like Scatman gets killed,
Yeah.
in the movie, but he didn't die in the book, right?
No, because
he took a mallet to him, not an axe, right?
Doctor Sleep is actually the sequel to The Shining, and you're talking about the old black guy from the Kubrick film,
Yeah.
right? No, he's definitely alive, and in the book, anyways, because at the end of it, they go to somewhere in Maine, always it's Maine, and go to some resort where he's the new cook at, and Danny and his mom stay with him and just live there now.
Yeah.
You know?
Interesting. Now, I heard there's a TV series coming out that's supposed to connect all the Stephen King universes.
Yeah, it's like this town,
Huh.
This-
town where all these characters reside.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, he had the Castle series, which is where Cujo and the Dark Half and stuff like that all took place. It was Castle Rock, yeah, the Castle Rock series.
Yeah. I believe someone's developing that because I know The Mist is coming out, which is another Stephen King based TV show. We got Dark Tower. Man, Stephen King, it's got to be rich.
Oh,
Oh, he's already rich.
Yeah.
He's rich from his
Billionaire
books.
off his books,
Yeah,
anyway.
but-
Just gotta
Man.
look out for those vans
So,
from now
so let me
on.
get this straight. Stephen King hated the movie, the Kubrick movie,
The Kubrick.
Yeah.
but liked the TV performance.
Well, he came in and helped direct the TV one.
Oh,
He had hands-on. Kubrick made a lot of changes from the
Got a beverage there for
from
you.
book to
to
film.
Huh.
He
There you
changed a lot and put his own spin on it.
Wow.
The Shining novel is amazing. Loved it. Loved it.
Yeah, I haven't read the Shining novel, but I saw some differences, or a video. I think Cinefix does a video like what's the difference. So, but I love Kubrick's version, and I don't think you could ever do you could never do a version of The Shining where Kubrick's version doesn't factor in some way.
Okay.
That's why I like the made-for-TV movie. I mean, it kept the same pacing and everything like that, and they didn't try to move too much into the movie that wasn't in the Kubrick film. It's just that they changed things that were there a little bit to make it actually match with the book.
Yeah.
The scene where they go into the room they're not supposed to, and the lady's in the tub, is way darker in the made-for-TV one than the Kubrick's, which is weird.
Surprising that it was, because that was so pretty messed up scene on that one too.
It was
Oh,
messed up because she's sort of like a ghostly rapist that messes with Danny, and then yeah, it was fucked up.
Well, I mean, in the because it was the first one they did, wasn't it? Like the made-for-TV one, and that one had some things that they kind of lightened up on, and then whatever. So I think once they did that and they realized they could get away with Shining, I think they went in a little bit more full bore with it.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I've long heard it said that Steven will license out his movies for as low as $1. If a film student or something comes up and is like, hey, I want to do this project, so he's willing to put his stuff out there to be made into stuff. But I guess he just really didn't like Stanley Kubrick's vision, I should say, on that. So let's move on here from horror and talk real quickly about some comic book stuff. Now, I heard the Black Panther series got canceled. Like, the comic book series, not the movie, but I figured that would be riding high. I guess people just don't buy comic books anymore.
Black Panther's never lasted long as a comic,
So it's
never had long runs. A lot of little
Short.
limited series and short runs. But
I think it was because they recast him in the comic book as a small white gentleman from Orkney,
yeah,
the Orkney Islands, in an effort to be
diverse.
more diverse.
Yeah,
That might have been what happened there. It's like,
but he's a woman there for a while too.
oh really?
It was his sister. So
The Black Panther starring Darby McPatrick.
yeah,
He's got the claws now.
get out of Wakanda, boyo.
And a distinct love of the Guinness.
But yeah, it looks like it'll be a good movie though.
Oh yeah,
Black Panther looks like it's going to be amazing. Let's see, we got Wonder Woman coming out soon. What are you guys thinking on that?
It looks good. Don't get me wrong. There's things that aren't like the character or anything like the story, but I haven't read the New 52, so they restarted everything. Maybe it is.
So
I refuse to read the New 52.
big question: where you going?
Well, I have to, don't I?
Yeah.
For work? Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I have to review it.
if you bet now, if we didn't have the podcast, would you go?
Well, Gal Gadot is gorgeous. If nothing, it's
She
going to
could
be
just stand
2
there.
hours of eye candy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, she can stand there for 2 hours and be a good movie.
Linda Carter was on.
Yeah, that's-
Linda Carter was bad.
That's your
Still
guys'
badass,
contention, but I'm going to go with the Gal Gadot. So,
but
yeah, I know. Controversial. I gotta mix it up in here.
Fucking throne. All right, here's my thing. Linda Carter actually looked like a chick. All right, Gal Gadot. She's like what, 112 pounds, and she's supposed to be an Amazon. Sorry.
I think to look I think Gina Carano would have made a good Wonder Woman. Or something. You had to be somebody that's big. I thought not big.
Should have gone into the
athletic.
MMA world and picked out one of those
They should.
Amazons.
It should.
Help me out because I don't know the mythology. Where's Wonder Woman from?
Themyscira.
Okay, and it's kind of a Greek-based thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. Do they do CrossFit there?
Yes.
That's where the CrossFit originated?
Well, I mean,
Okay, then that explains why she's built like how she is.
Yeah.
I just needed to get
Yeah,
the
they're
mythology
warrior-
right.
warrior culture.
She's a golem in some of the comic
She's
books.
made of rock.
Yeah, she was.
She was
really?
breathed to life by
Zeus.
Zeus.
Her mother made her out of clay, and then Zeus breathed life into her.
How
To
is
give-
Ares her father or Hades?
No, the way that it works in the current version of DC is that her mother is the daughter of Ares, and Zeus hit that anyway, and so she's the daughter of.
Niecely love.
She's
Yeah.
the daughter of Zeus and the granddaughter of Ares.
You know how
You gotta love them Greeks, man. They kept
Zeus
it
and
weird.
them guys, they'll tag anything.
Yeah, so yeah, that's a little creepy. When Grandpa starts hitting on you.
I don't know. Linda Carter actually looked like a Greek statue of a woman. She really did.
She's aged well too.
Oh,
my
man, has she?
god, she's. I remember
Plus
my
you're not gonna
mom
Beat
throwing
her
a temper
spinning in
tantrum.
circles.
No,
Yeah,
no, that's pretty awesome.
yeah.
I had my mom draw a picture of her for me when I was a little kid because I could draw, but I couldn't draw like that detailed. I remember her like getting pissed because I was like, "You need to put more stars on her underwear."
Now there's a comic series, Wonder Woman 78 or something like that comic series. Like what Batman 66
66 was?
is. Yeah.
That'd be
Linda Carter.
amazing.
Yeah.
Have Allred do the art because
Yeah.
no, those covers for that Batman 66 were some of the best things I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
No, I think Gal Gadot would do. I think she'd do all right.
I just
I just think she should be a little bigger, But hey,
Sorry,
Still
I
gonna
got a
be a
little
good
bit of
movie.
feedback there.
Chris Pine's great. He'll be fine.
Yeah, I think it's going to be awesome, and I can't wait to see it. However, that being said, I want the DCU to die. I want them to restart it,
Me too.
but that's just me.
Why? What did they do to you?
New 52.
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto.
God.
Speaking of Jared Leto,
Did he die?
no, he's in Blade Runner 2049.
I get that you guys like don't like the Joker thing, but did y'all ever see Dallas Buyers Club?
No,
No.
He was really good in that.
that sounds like a very boring movie.
No, it's really sad. It's about AIDS, dude. It was pretty
Yeah,
good.
that
Too bad it
definitely
wasn't
sounds.
real.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Wow, but
He was good in that. He was good in I can't remember the movie about the guy who assassinated John Lennon. I can't.
Is it like
Mark
right?
David Chapman?
Yeah, he made
I never knew about that movie.
Yeah, he made a movie. He actually gained like a ton of weight for it.
Huh.
So yeah, I don't know. And whatever, you guys hate all you want. So-called life was spoke to my generation. Not really. I couldn't stand the show. But I remember in high school, once we had Channel 1, like we went from the audio. Oh boy, if we got young viewers, this is going to be great. Okay, there was a time, kids, when in a classroom for 40 minutes, you would hear somebody tell you little bits of news. And you would have to get up and say your Pledge of Allegiance with your peers and everybody else in the school through the intercom. Then they got TVs. Once they had TVs, that's when all the student auteurs came about. And one of the big things during the high school years that was really popular was the My So-Called Life update. Where on Friday, they would fill you in on what happened the Thursday night before.
That's awesome.
wow.
Yep. Part of my education, taxpaying dollars, went to finding out what the fuck happened on My So-Called Life.
I remember when I was in Kansas City, they did that for a little while at one of the communication, quote unquote, magnet schools. Was they had student news.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's cool.
just
I should have
really
done
had
that.
4 channels,
I was an
There you
AV
go.
nerd
You're
and
right.
didn't know I was an AV
Yeah.
nerd.
and I was the remote.
Yep.
But so we got that coming out, and then did you ever end up seeing Guardians there, McNasty?
All right, so I became a father this weekend, and yeah,
Of a dog.
I've got
Oh,
a.
dog.
I'm sorry, he's a forever friend.
He's a boy.
He's a little fella,
The furry life partner.
and they
Yeah, there you
lied,
go.
they lied about his
Yeah.
age. I told my girlfriend that the next thing we're gonna find out is that he's a fucking fetus, and that they just yanked him out of the mom before we got him, because the age kept going down lower and lower. So he's a little needy fella. He's really adorable. Can't hardly see shit. Can't hardly hear shit. I don't think he's.
Fully developed.
The first night we had him, I just looked at her, and with all the sincerity and no like ill wishing or malice in my voice, I said, "Do you think he's a little slow?" And she was like, "He's just a puppy." And then we're driving home last night, and she's like, "Do you think he's a little slow?"
Still adorable.
No.
No,
Nope. His name's Raylan.
come on,
Raylan.
Steve. Come
He's
on.
a
I didn't
beautiful
hear that,
creature.
did you?
So at like
I don't know. Now I'm gonna have to go.
I put my hand
I'm gonna have to go in and
so like 8:00 this morning, I was scrolling through Netflix, and on their new releases, they have a documentary about War of the Worlds from Orson Welles, the radio show. And that was
nice.
quite excellent.
Was it?
It was amazing.
Yes.
Highly recommended. Highly recommended.
Orson
Yeah.
Welles is one of the most fascinating entities. Like I feel like being the same person is like below what he was.
They have actual film footage from when he was apologizing the day after
Yep.
they made the radio announcement and everything like that on there, and they have the reactions of people from all over the country, what they thought, because apparently the reason there was so much hysteria is that a lot of people missed the introduction to it calling a play and everything like that. And
Well, people were stupid back then.
No,
so-
they weren't
well,
stupid.
there was
There just
a-
wasn't enough connection.
yeah, there was
wasn't
there was a ventriloquist show going on another channel on the radio,
Mhm.
which doesn't make sense to me. It's just somebody changing their voice because nobody can see you with the ventriloquist dummy on fucking radio. But
people had better imaginations back then.
But they switched channels after the opera came on after that, and they got into it, and it's like news bulletin. And at that point in time, Hitler was taking over Germany. Just had the Munich crisis. Hindenburg had just gone down.
Yeah.
So people were used to this news bulletins, and they just fucking ate it with a spoon.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
There's another documentary about him that I got when I got the Citizen Kane collector's edition, and it was a PBS documentary about him and Randolph Hearst, because we based Citizen Kane off of, and it was kind of like a parallel of both of their lives. I mean, it was Orson Welles, man. I still remember me and Relic sitting at our old job together, watching Orson Welles clips from the roasts that he did, and that man, oh god.
Yeah.
Never had a dude boner for a person before, but yeah, that guy is amazing to me.
I loved the Orson Welles Futurama episode.
Yeah, that was great.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was excellent.
He kept doing adverts.
Yeah.
While they were having to record.
Take a moment to our listeners. I don't want to harp on the Orson thing too much, but if you get time and you want to see one of the greatest compliments ever paid to another person, look up the YouTube roast, or not YouTube, but the roast of Jimmy Stewart, and type in like roast of Jimmy Stewart, Orson Welles. And
is that the Dean Martin roast?
Yeah, and it is like, I don't know. I don't want to say it brought tears to my eyes, but it was pretty close. It was one of the most beautiful things I've ever heard said, and it's supposed to be where they take the piss out of everybody, you know. So it's pretty funny that they had this thing where he gets up and everybody quiets, like, because he was a mammoth of a man. He was not little by the time he was doing these things. Like and it was almost like his body was trying to catch up to his presence, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? And he gets up there, and I can't even do it justice paraphrasing. It was just majestic.
It's like the building they turned Rickles loose.
Yeah.
Don Rickles.
He was also a superhero on the radio. He voiced
the Shadow.
The Shadow.
Oh, nice.
The Shadow.
Ooh, and I actually listened to that show. My grandma and I used to do road trips every summer, where my parents would get me out of the house for a couple of weeks, and me and my grandma, and me and my grandma would go to museums or stuff. We'd just road trip, you know, and we would always listen to the audio tapes of The Shadow, and that was a great show.
With the way he was like presented, I want to say that's where the inspiration for the Grey Ghost came from for Batman.
Oh, clearly. Well, I mean, it's obviously that and Adam West of Batman.
Well, in the cartoons, yes. Well, I was referring more to the comics, but yeah, his style and everything like that seems more like that's what the Grey Ghost is based off of.
I didn't know he was an actual comic book character. I thought he was an invention of the animated series. Of course, I'm not a DC fan. I like good comic books.
Oh, snap.
Oh,
damn, you just stirred.
There went our DC sponsorship. Thanks a lot.
Yeah,
thanks.
I'm sorry.
I was just going to call them.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just going to let it go.
Yeah.
So,
here's the thing, and that's funny to me because, like, I don't think anybody here, like, I feel like the snob of the group comic book wise. Like, it almost matches my music issue.
Yeah.
You know? Which I think I make up for with shitty music taste. You know? I mean,
Your music snob, but for shitty music.
yeah, I know. It's like, listen, guys, Lion was trying to say some very important things when they came up with the Transformers movie theme song. But, or Icon, oh my god. I am totally in love with that band Icon. Thank you, 1987 or some shit, because...
How about the recording artist Thor?
Oh,
John Michael
I
Thor.
want to talk about another documentary on Netflix. Thor's got a documentary.
He's
Watch
insane.
that shit.
Is it just a bunch of guys coming over and taking his hammer?
No.
Oh.
Burn.
I thought I turned that off. My bad.
Lucky. But
I hate my phone so much.
no, the Thor thing, it's really good. It keeps it in a positive light. You kind of feel the sadness creep in a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
He
But
bent,
he stays positive.
then he bent steel.
There's a scene where he tried. I don't want to ruin
His
it.
concert.
If anybody ends up watching it because of us, then just
It's
watch
awesome.
it. It's really good. It's got some interesting moments. There's a couple moments where you're just like, what the fuck did he just talk about?
Oh, he's batshit crazy.
He was talking about like one of the albums and getting kidnapped for like a couple weeks, and you're like, I don't, I mean, maybe he did. The 70s were a wild time, there's a lot of cocaine and a lot of things happened.
Probably just dropped some acid and forgot where he was for a week.
He may have.
Yeah. My
So there's an explanation for it.
I love that because I remember us three watching that together.
The Thor documentary?
Yeah.
Oh.
You showed that to me and Steve.
Oh. Man. Oh, that's cool. So I'm Tyler Durden now.
It was interesting. But let's move on. We've got some other comic book news and things that we need to get onto. First off, Inhumans, they came up with an official teaser. Did anybody watch that?
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't got a chance to.
Nope.
It's mostly just voiceovers and the title treatment,
So
but
Black Bolt's not in it?
well, yeah. They do have one guy going, "Would you have me be as silent as our Lord is?"
Yeah.
So,
Here, I'll do my Black Bolt for you.
yeah.
Thank
That's
you.
dead
That is
on. Dead
majestic.
on.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's
very
like
much.
the same way I had a massive collection of
Yeah.
Invisible Women action figures.
Yeah.
I was like, a pretty good collection there.
Yeah.
Got all the scales. It's great.
Speaking of black and then some form of lightning bolt, DC's putting out another CW series for Black Lightning.
It ought to be good. I always liked him.
The CW
Good
stuff
character.
is so much better than the movies.
Yeah, I just want a Static Shock movie. Like, let's restart the DCU with Static Shock.
Yeah. That's
He
a good
did
cartoon.
do some time travel and stuff in the Justice League. Yeah.
Why not a
He's just
Batman
badass
Beyond
character.
movie?
Batman Beyond sucked ass.
You don't like it?
Hey,
Really?
now,
I
hey,
thought that was really
hey.
good.
Terry McGinnis sort of ruins the whole Dark Knight Rises.
Wow.
No.
Oh, I thought you liked that. I'm
No.
shocked.
First off, Dark Knight Rises only exists in a good format within its own sub-universe, which is Reagan-type president is still in the office and all that. So, I mean,
It's like The Watchmen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
it only
Except
makes sense in the
Separate, the way
Watchmen.
they're supposed to be.
Yeah, yeah. Except for it makes sense in that aesthetic. But I love Batman Beyond. I love it. It's one of my favorite things that DC's done. Except for when they decided to bring Mr. Freeze, and they kind of crapped on that particular storyline.
Mr. Freeze is a boss.
He
McGinnis
is.
would have made a shitty Robin. That's why I don't like him as a Batman. Like, he can't be Batman. The suit's doing all the work, and you suck.
Well, that's not true because there's episodes where he has to go in without the suit, and he's able to make it.
Yeah.
But
Cool.
The thing-
Bruce Wayne to the
the
dog.
thing that's like saying, Batman's nothing without his utility belt. We all know that that's not true.
And no one will ever say that Batman's nothing without his utility belt. Okay?
Yeah, except for that's the first thing all the villains take from him.
And what's he do? He gets out, punches them into a coma, and takes his shit back.
Bro, I liked Batman Beyond. I loved, and I think they could have do a really good movie adaptation with it. What were you saying? Who were you saying you wanted to see as old Bruce?
Oh, Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood would be an awesome old
Oh,
Bruce,
man.
and I almost want to see that movie just
Just
from
for
that.
that, yeah.
It's like Gran Torino, but with batarangs.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
With a lot less fucking racism. This is blind.
Okay, fair enough.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
So we're bats. So,
that being said, Batman Beyond, one of my favorite series, and it has the best Batman animated movie of all time.
No.
Yes.
No.
The Joker Returns.
No.
That
Yes.
was great.
It was awesome.
Yes.
Which one do you think is?
There-
The animated movie? Honestly, against all better wishing, some of the new 52 movies are amazing. Like,
Yeah.
Justice League Dark was astounding. If you guys haven't seen it, it was great. I loved it.
Yeah, I have not seen that yet, but that exists within the realm of Batman is the untouchable god of knowledge.
Mask of the Phantasm, then.
Mask of the Phantasm was
That's a good
good,
one.
Yep.
not as good as Return of the Joker. Return of the Joker is so good. Here's the thing: you could take the 10 minutes where they flash back to what happened to the Joker, cut the rest of the movie off of it. I'd still go pay a theater ticket just to see that 10 minutes on the screen. It is the best 10 minutes of Batman in the universe. The one where he kills the Joker.
Yeah.
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 Spoilers.
The Phantasm was still pretty damn good.
It was good. It was good. It was not.
Love interest, betrayal.
Yeah, I mean, it had everything. Had him,
Back-
like,
it
one
didn't
step in
have
the
the
motorcycle biker in the face.
It did not have the death of the Joker. That's what I'm saying, though.
Batman flashing back to the beginning of Batman when he was still running around with fucking stocking cap.
Well, Phantasm is good, and I like it, and it definitely has a good feel for Batman, but the Joker is still the best Batman villain in the animated universe, especially when you have Mark Hamill behind the microphone. Okay.
Hamill is the best Joker. I won't say that he's the best villain. I feel that the Joker is the most overrated villain in the DC.
He's gotten that way.
I always liked the Penguin a lot. He's sort of like the pushover rogue that Batman goes to and is like, hey, I can shut down the lounge. Or you can tell me where that shipment's going. I'm not going to bust you. I'll go kick their ass instead. Yeah. And then there's times that he turns around and tries to shoot Batman in the face with a damn grenade launcher, and they do a full-on just war, you know?
Yeah.
To me, the best Batman villain is Ra's al Ghul. I think he's the best challenge for Batman all the time.
I was just going
like
rogue.
Yeah, that's true.
Birth of the Demon, one of the coolest
I just like
straight
Ra's.
paperbacks ever. I mean,
and I'm mad at Nolan for blowing that one.
Well, yeah.
Ra's al Ghul is so awesome.
Now, what was it? Jonah Hex is where he went
back in time.
Well, it wasn't really back in time, I guess. It was in the animated series where they're hearing the backstory of Ra's al Ghul.
Showdown. That was episode Showdown, where have Ra's al Ghul back in the day.
Yeah.
And it turns out that the
Jonah Hex and
because Jonah Hex was a big deal, and that was a good episode too.
That was one of my favorite episodes.
I didn't mind the Jonah Hex movie. I thought it was okay.
I never went to see it, to be honest.
I don't think it's god awful.
Megan Fox was hot as shit, but that was about it.
And Josh Brolin, I think, did okay with what material he had, but that was all right.
Yeah.
I had pretty much the whole comic collection from the 70s and 80s of Jonah Hex.
Yeah.
I mean, they've gotten lost over time. Like, I never kept a comic book box like some people, smart folks. I was been stupid in that regard. But that being said, when I saw the giant Gatlin super guns and stuff, like where it was like the Wild Wild West movie, but it's Jonah Hex and he's got supernatural powers, I was like, no, I'm done, because Jonah Hex is just a dude.
Oh, see, I like the Western steampunk aesthetic in general.
I'm sorry.
If you say you like Wild Wild West, we can't be friends.
Listen, I'm gonna have to say this. I don't ever want to hear the two words together, Western and steampunk. Never, ever. You can do that shit in London all you want, but on the frontier stays the frontier. I don't care if you put werewolves, vampires, whatever. You can have a fucking leprechaun coming across like a little timbleweed, and he just goes, "Oh, what the hell are you doing?" Whatever. But I don't ever want to hear steampunk. Wild West.
Well, here's why I'm a big fan of that aesthetic is that there was a game back in the 2000s when some people were wasting their time with White Wolf. You had this series that was a Western. I think it was called like Dead End or something like that.
Dead End indeed.
Yes, and it was like played with, instead of dice, you had a deck of cards that you would randomly draw off of.
Wow. Yeah.
So it was
still
really
around?
cool. I believe it is.
Is it?
But
Did they take away the steampunk? Is that what kept it?
Well, nobody was running around in the woods, with their emo makeup
I'm sorry.
their god bracelets.
To attack Mind's Eye Theater is to attack LARPing in general. That's all there is to it. You can't sit there and hate on that, because it's not any different than what the D&D folks do in the woods with their foam swords.
Well, first off, all LARPing is wrong, in my opinion. All LARPing is wrong. But I'm a huge D&D fan. If you're sitting around a table, it's okay. If you're out in the woods getting exercise, it's wrong.
I don't know.
How dare you piss on the Renaissance Festival, okay? Period. Because that's all the Renaissance Festival is LARPing with the conglomeration of, okay, some strangers are going to show up that aren't in clothing, but we're just going to accept them and we're going to eat turkey legs. That's the entirety of the Renaissance Festival.
I don't know. There's some people that take it a little too far. Like, have you ever been to those period towns or whatever? Like, I don't know what a cell phone is. It's like, dude, come on.
beat them with
Get away
them
from me
with-
with your witchcraft.
beat them with the. That's the
Yeah.
Amish. That's what
Yeah.
you guys are talking about right now. Is the Amish.
No, the
Leave
Amish-
the Amish alone.
The Amish
The
know
Quakers
what
did
a cell.
nothing.
An Amish know what a cell phone
I
is.
had like
Okay.
the darkest interaction regarding the Amish community I've ever had. There's this guy, he lived in the backwoods, and he was a real cool fella. Just like he was in the Civil War. He talked about them having trying wooden cannons one time. Did you know that? They tried wooden cannons. Shocker that didn't work out.
There's a Mythbusters episode on that.
So you have to metal band it.
And anyway, he goes on this rant about how much he hates the Amish. Because like where he's at, there's like a huge Amish community out there. And I'm like, you know, man, people, really, not really. But I'm just like, why would you hate a people that have just looked at what we've become and said, nope, not going to do that, going to do our thing and keep going strong for 200 some odd years. And he goes, have you ever heard of a Amish person who has a mental health issue or has been retarded or has, you know, had a disability? And I'm like, well, I don't know. I mean, I guess they don't have the news like we do, maybe. And he's like, no. It's like, they take care of that shit.
Take him out in the woods and shit.
And I was like, no, you're just scaring. Because, like, then all of a sudden my heart sank, and I was like, oh, one of the last things of idealized society I could rely on has been tainted by this
There's an
concept.
X-File episode about that.
Really?
Yeah, where they had all the well, it was sort of like hive mind. It was they all made honey and shit like that.
Yeah, I'd never heard about this. I have to look it up
I tell
because
you, well, and that's the
because
thing.
my family almost joined the
Straight,
Amish church.
straight 300 status.
That's what I'm
and,
saying, that's what
Lift the
Spartans-
shield.
That's what the Spartans did. They
And
shut the sick babies off.
I think it's just such a small community that you don't.
Well, and he talked about other stuff like how they would pay people to come in there, and I mean, like I said, you almost feel like this is like a borderline Loch Ness Monster story. And the thing is like I feel bad saying this because I don't really want to down these people because it's just hearsay, you
You're not
know.
listening to a podcast.
But I
anyway.
don't picture them being a avid viewership, and I'm really trying to picture who's gonna, you know, like which crowd's gonna be more mad at me? The crowd who's like, "What do you mean Batman could be racist?" Or the
Nerds will always be mad at you.
huh?
Nerds will always be mad at you.
Yeah,
Probably.
Yeah, good point.
Well, the Amish have kind of a neat lifestyle, but I could never give up my internet.
Oh no.
It's such a small community. Imagine inbreeding would occur at some point in time,
I'm
and
saying
which
that's
would cause birth defects and retardation.
Well, I think they said you only need a population of 3,000 genetically unique people to, propagate. And there's Amish communities all over the U.S. So they
fucking buggy to the East Coast that
Well-
get laid and then buggy back.
Hey,
what are you doing today, Ezekiel?
They-
I'm
No,
headed
they're like
over to
60
Amish-
people in
Amish
a fucking
people will
barn
hire-
region.
Amish people will hire vans to commute across the thing. They just can't drive them.
Ironically, I'm heading over to Intercourse, Pennsylvania to meet my beloved.
Yeah.
Well, I
There's an Intercourse,
I
Pennsylvania.
hear Cameron's the place to go to eat Amish chicks on Rumspringa.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
And-
but those are like 16-year-olds, and you'll go to
Well,
prison.
No, I'm just saying it's like the rebellious ones.
The
that all go
Amish
out there.
actually wouldn't, because the Amish don't press charges. So
Besides 16 to the old
Wow.
man.
Speaking from experience.
Frightens me. You know,
Yes, I did the research.
I brought
I'm
dark
good.
things to the table, and you bring creepy things to the table.
hey, it's just an intimate knowledge of the
The
Amish.
Amish don't press charges. I helped them bury a hooker once.
There's no brakes on the
They're-
rape train.
they're
Jesus.
non-confrontational
I've
in
heard the
all things.
lamentations
So
of the women.
if you went into an Amish community, you just beat the ever living crap out of this dude, the police would show up and the Amish wouldn't press charges.
How are they
It's-
going to phone the police?
They're not. It's just you're getting beat so bad they hear it. They're like, oh god.
I'm going to say, good luck. Those guys fucking lift barns with their hands and,
Yeah.
like, pick up horses on their shoulders and shit like that.
Supposedly they won't lift a hand at you.
I mean, not supposed to. They follow
I guess they
the-
could ask
whatever.
forgiveness. Just
Getting into religion.
yeah.
Okay, we
Okay.
can
Well,
just step away.
yeah. We'll step away. We'll step away. But I'm way too familiar with that because I basically spent a summer living in an Amish community. So
I'm so sorry, but the cookies would have been awesome.
the food was
Yeah,
great.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the food was great. So we'll move on from there.
That needs to be a T-shirt, though. If if we ever get popular enough to merchandise, how does everybody vote that Amish don't press charges should be
Oh yeah.
on the
We'll-
back of the shirt?
We'll make that the title of the video
Yeah.
as well.
And the,
Amish don't press charges.
And the cookies are great.
Complete side note, but for the viewers, if you guys want to comment on YouTube, I have an idea. Top 3 band names I've come up with in the last couple weeks. Which ones do you think are the best? Tracksuit Violence,
That's a good one.
Okay.
Dead Eyes of the Skin Trade,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and then this one's an ode to Transformers in Japan, Spaceship Bruce.
I think Dead Eyes of the Skin Trade should be a concept album.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Tracksuit Violence. Tracksuit Violence is the
Tracksuit
biggest
Violence
one.
sounds like
A Jared Leto band.
sounds like a Russian band. It sounds like a Russian band because they are still about the tracksuit life, man.
It does-
I'm the
it's
machine.
It's like one step away from Zoot Suit Ride.
They are the machine.
There's
They
also,
are the machine.
a couple more that I have, but I don't think they'll be popular. Panther Beard.
No.
I just think that
No.
that made me smile.
Reminds me of Sex Panther.
Mesh Justice.
Okay, that sounds like an epic gay band.
With their mesh shirts
Rock out
on.
with your cocks out of my mouth.
Like in Kansas.
Oh. But yeah, the Tracksuit Violence.
Tracksuit Violence.
Yeah.
Zoot Suit Ride.
Oh,
We'll see what-
Jesus
It's
Christ!
very
You
close
really
to
had to
that.
reference that.
Just saying, it's very close.
Man, stupid. God, what was that? Early 2000s when
Something
that
like that.
stupidity happened.
You know what?
What did you say? Put it away.
Zoot Suit Ride.
I have no idea what you guys are talking
Like a
about.
It's
song.
but-
an epic song. Is what it is. It's like swing pop. It's fucking
Yeah.
great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like back when the swing
Yeah.
Imagine the soundtrack.
cherry poppin' daddies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ima-
not far from Chumbawamba and stuff like that.
Oh, fucking Chumbawamba was terrible. God.
Tub thumping.
Imagine the one CD everyone had that didn't know they bought. Like, where the fuck did this come from? But imagine the soundtrack to The Mask is what Zoot Suit Riot was.
Oh, okay.
That is the best ever review of what that was. Dude, Peter Travers has got shit on you, sir.
It's the soundtrack to The Mask, man. You got
That was
Cuban Pete and shit like that.
Oh man, that was a rough time. I didn't even like, the only one I liked was the Hell song, and it was just because I think it said the word hell in it, you know? But it was so stupid, it just sounded like they dug Ricky Ricardo up and said, okay, need you to make a satanic kind of song. In the afterlife, you may be headed for a serious strife. Can't do it. That sounded more like Yoda trying to, in the afterlife,
You go.
strife,
All right.
you could be headed for seriously.
Besides the X-Men shows that we got already, Legion and there's another one.
The one that you just signed on for, or
They just announced a new one.
yeah, I can't remember the name of it.
It's New Mutants, isn't it?
New Mutants, and then there's another one that Fox just ordered too, and I can't remember the name of it. It sounds super lame though.
Well, it's the X-Men, so you know it's going to be.
Yeah,
And it's Fox.
it's Fox. You know,
I think-
they messed up.
I think they sullied
Doom.
the good name of the X-Men just in general because they
Yeah.
refused to let go of the ownership of that.
Hey, keep
Well-
screwing up, Fox. It'll all go back to Marvel before you know.
Fantastic Four.
I think maybe heading that way.
Fantastic Four is dead. They're dead.
I've heard
Like
two
not in
things.
the comics, but like to us.
In the comic
Yeah.
books, they no longer publish the Fantastic Four.
Can't be
Yeah.
dead
Did
if
the
you
movie kill the fucking series?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Marvel is so mad that they don't have the rights to Fantastic Four, and
Well,
that Fox
they
keeps
still-
pumping out these
They
crappy
still use
movies.
the characters. Like the Thing was with the Guardians of the
Yeah,
Galaxy.
he's
and
now
Human Torch was with the Inhumans.
well now right now it's Ben Grimm, Agent of Shield.
Yeah.
You guys
That's
can
awesome.
talk shit on the DCU all you want, but they have never bombed so hard they stopped publishing Batman.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's the thing is the Fantastic Four. The reason they stopped publishing it is because they're trying to hurt the value of the Fantastic
Oh.
Four franchise. You know, which is ironic
That just
because
sounds rather Machiavellian of a group that is founded by a lovable mouse.
What's a good sign is
dude, he's not lovable. That guy's Satan.
what's a
I'm gonna take all your properties.
What's a good sign though is I've heard twice now. Remember that thing you were talking about? Remember in Guardians 2 that one scene at the end where we see that big guy that you thought might have been the Hulk?
Yeah.
In there, I thought, and I heard another couple times that people thought that was Terax Tamer, who's one of the heralds of Galactus. If that's the case, that's a good sign because he would be in the Fantastic Four rights thing. So
I don't think he would be. He'd be in.
Yeah, that's where he first came to be was the Fantastic Four.
Really?
Yeah. And,
Okay, because I'm a big Silver Surfer reader,
so,
and he he showed up in there.
Maybe I'm just grasping at straws, but hopefully that might be
You're
a
grasping.
slight hint that maybe they can work that stuff in.
It was the Hulk.
I can't wait for the Blu-ray so we can find out for sure. That way.
Yeah.
It was the Hulk.
It sounds like a great movie.
I'll call that right now.
Fantastic.
Sorry for the spoilers there.
Oh, it's a
That's just
scene.
one.
It's a scene that's a millisecond wide. I couldn't even tell.
Yeah.
I was looking for it and I couldn't even tell.
Well,
You guys suck.
he was. I thought it was
No, it
quick
was
for my old
a
ass.
green guy
So
taking on a purple guy. Or purple fuchsia looking guy.
I can't
But,
wait to slow that sucker down frame by frame.
If Marvel really wanted to hurt Fox and not their own sales because they're retarded and stop publishing something of their own, they'd just have Disney produce a documentary of all the things that Fox has canceled that went on to be amazing.
Yeah.
Like Firefly, Futurama, Family Guy.
Yeah.
Things that sold billions of dollars,
Yeah.
I think they picked Futurama back up 3 different times and kept canceling it.
Yeah.
Well, they went to Comedy Central.
Yeah.
Then they're now on Netflix.
Oh, they're not Netflix only. I mean, they're done. They haven't made a new season in years, but still, I'm pretty sure when you get on Netflix and it says trending now and Futurama's always in it, I think that's because me and my brother watch that show almost nonstop every morning. When we get off work.
Same here.
When I get off work, I put on Futurama. I watch 2 episodes and I fall asleep every day. I will single-handedly keep them in business.
Yep. All right. Well, any other news that you guys would like to bring up?
Hey, what we were talking about the other day, you see, there's going up for auction as a hand-drawn world or map of Disney World that Walt Disney himself drew to present to investors to invest in.
Oh, before they drained the swampland and ripped the earth.
No, this is Disneyland. I'm sorry, Disneyland.
So California.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and, that's going to be
The place where they took the
huge.
gold and ripped the earth.
Dodge Etch-a-Sketch.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, they didn't say how much they think it'll go for. They said it could be the single biggest piece of Disney memorabilia ever.
Yeah, I can't see Disney not buying that to just put in their
vault.
their vault.
It's badass.
News-wise, I think it was last week, they started if anyone plays Diablo 3 for games, they started...
Nobody plays Diablo 3, sir.
I played it for 15 hours yesterday.
Nice.
That's because I have problems.
I think you're the only one on the internet that plays Diablo 3.
No, I had full lobbies. But anyways, they're starting the Necromancer beta, so they're going to bring the Necromancer out in September, if anyone's interested.
Nobody's interested. Sorry. Nobody's interested in that.
We're 11 days away from Friday 13th coming out.
We're also 2 days away from the new Aliens movie.
Yep.
And we are 12 days away from the new Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yep.
It's
Tomorrow,
a great time to be alive.
Both of those movies have the same issue for me, in that their last installment was so bad that I forgot to pay attention to their new installments coming out.
What was that? Alien what?
Oh, I was talking about Prometheus.
Yeah, Prometheus. It was super fucking terrible.
Well, also tomorrow's.
I loved the visuals of it. I loved the visuals of
GameStop
Prometheus.
released early on that.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh.
GameStop released early on Injustice 2, in case anyone wanted to know and go pick up a copy.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't pre-order it because... Fuck New 52. Anyways.
Injustice is its own separate universe, and I'm actually willing to read Injustice comics.
It's pretty good.
Well, they brought the Leto Joker for the Injustice 2
No.
game.
No.
They did. So
No. That's
not...
not true. That's impossible.
It's true. It's damn true.
God.
And yeah, so that sucks. But yeah, Prometheus was so terrible. I want to scrape it, like skim off of a pond.
How was Jared Leto's character not Jason Todd? Was not brainwashed Jason Todd. The fact that they didn't go with that storyline offends me on such a level.
I like the fact they kept him dead. Jason Todd doesn't need to come back.
He doesn't need to come back. It doesn't have to be. It could be Tim Drake.
Yeah.
It could be the Tim Drake gets brainwashed storyline that fits in perfectly with the DC universe. Would have been an amazing callback to all the fans. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and wrap up today, I think.
Sorry for being late. Thank you
It's
guys for
alright.
listening.
All right, and
Thanks, folks.
as always, you can find us at parttimepodcast.com with 1 T, and over on Twitter at Real PT Podcast. So just follow us, subscribe, and enjoy the show, guys.
Thank you.